Your shift begins with a door seal before it begins with a shipment. The strip curtain parts, and your shoulders tighten before the first pallet moves.
You enter the cold room after check-in, but the next handoff is already inside it. At first, it looks simple. Pull, scan, stack, wrap, close, move on.
Then one warm delay turns the whole shift into borrowed temperature. You are here to move freight, but the room keeps teaching you triage.
The customer wants product, but the cold chain wants proof.
Cold air hits first, and your morning starts under freezer light. You move quietly with labels, gloves, and the pressure to disappear. The alarm never yells at you, which is why the control hides. One bad reading can stain the whole pallet in your mind. You start measuring cartons in seconds before they become consequences. No one follows every move, yet the cold room still does. By now, every pallet feels half inventory and half evidence. You read labels, chase routes, and guess what cannot wait outside. Then you check the door before the first stack feels stable. The truck needs closure, but the shift also needs speed. You begin learning that cold work is also handoff translation. A bad pallet position can feel bigger than 10 clean moves.
Then you see the trap. Flow has to keep pace with protection.
You break down pallets quickly, but the next route is already claiming you. You clear one lane, but the next door is already waiting. You step deeper inside, because the room does not forgive idle warmth. You move fast anyway, because the warehouse does not slow for comfort. No one says hurry, but the cold room is built like urgency. A stuck pallet can still feel accusatory when the doorway stays open. You cannot see the whole chain, so you start correcting yourself first. Was the route late? The door open? The handoff already slipping? You keep your face neutral, because drivers, scanners, and forklifts are part of it. Even your judgment starts learning the rhythm of cold mistakes. You move through the freezer, carrying yesterday's delay and today's promise together. The walk between doors is not rest, only transition with pressure built in. A blocked lane can feel like lost minutes and lost integrity at once. You turn toward the next pallet, already apologizing inside your shoulders. The route asks for order while the floor gives you overflow. That is when the job splits. Protection on one side, motion on the other. By now, you are not only moving stock, you are constantly translating. A delayed handoff can haunt the walk back to receiving. You start hearing performance in fans, beeps, wrap crackle, and seals. And the cold chain keeps teaching you that proof is part of moving. The ache starts in your hands before the pallet count admits it. You bend for low cartons, twist by pallets, and reach through stiff shoulders. A frozen heavy box can turn one easy lift into a back decision. You lift carefully, but care does not remove bad leverage. Some shifts send you from freezer to dock to cooler without mercy. You make your body fit cold lanes that were never built for recovery. The pallet gets heavier as late cartons keep joining the same route. The system sees clean loads, but your wrists remember every handle. You keep your face calm while your lower back learns the room map. Handoff waits after staging, which means after the body already pays.
The cold room does not bruise you. It organizes where the bruising lands.
You become careful with pain, hiding it from coworkers and yourself.
A delayed pickup steals time, then steals lunch, then steals patience.
You drink too little because the next truck is already boarding your body. You stand by the pallet jack just long enough to call it breath.
Then the next alert turns the pause back into motion. Fatigue starts sounding like fans, forklifts, rap crackle, and tired knees. By now, your body feels like warehouse equipment in human clothing.
The worst part is looking replaceable while you are wearing down. That is the trick. The damage arrives dressed like temperature control.
You start cutting corners on comfort before you notice it.
You eat quickly, scan quickly, and call it staying available. A warm delay can poison a whole pallet in your head.
You stop correcting small unfairness because correction costs minutes you owe elsewhere.
A supervisor glance can feel like an audit under freezer light.
So you become careful with posture, pace, pallets, and phrasing. You learn to move through small humiliations without stopping the lane.
A missed pickup can turn politeness into apology before the door closes.
No one sees the full chain, so blame lands where you stand. And you are usually the worker standing nearest the open door.
Then a smooth run happens, and hope returns too fast.
The pallets line up, the scans behave, and the route accepts the flow. For one stretch, the cold room looks manageable instead of punishing. You imagine clearing the truck before the next alert owns your breath. You even picture finishing before your shoulders lock for the shift. A small joke from a coworker feels bigger than it should. One clean truck closeout can make the job feel briefly honorable. Small relief starts looking like evidence the system can loosen. You tell yourself maybe the hardest weeks are finally thinning out. Then one late pallet arrives, and hope becomes another unpaid task. The trucks stretch longer, the pallets get heavier, and the lane still waits. It's Returnement ist US fact. A bad handoff forces retracing, recounting, and proving after the fact.
Dock traffic thickens, and every delay feels operationally expensive. Your glove stiffens, and the whole shift turns meaner. The next route still needs you before the last one fully settles. By now, availability feels like another name for surrender. You keep moving because stopping would make the day impossible.
The body asks for relief, but the cold room asks for readiness.
Can you stretch one more truck into rent, gas, and groceries? You answer the only way this job rewards, by continuing. Dawn or dusk turns soft right when you are too tired. Softness becomes another thing you pass without keeping. A clean dispatch can still feel like forgiveness from nowhere. Then you remember, one good run is not the same as safety. The small human moments are real, but they do not rewrite rules. The loophole is sad. You survive by staying useful first. You learn the system rewards completion long before it respects limits. You protect the route, but nobody equally protects your body. You protect the freight, but the freight keeps borrowing tomorrow.
And this is the hook that stays. The chain sells compliance as teamwork.
You can slow down, but bills keep the argument open. Along so rest becomes a break room door you are too careful to use.
No single carton breaks you. Repetition does the harder damage.
The labels, the fans, the pallets, the doors, the waiting truck.
Each part looks small, which is why the burden hides. By now, you understand why this job feels public and invisible. Everyone sees the product move, but not the arithmetic behind it. Everyone sees control, but not the proving around it.
Even kindness cannot remove the fact that you absorb the slack.
You carry delay, weight, dignity, and blame between dock and cooler.
Some days you call it cold work, because that sounds manageable enough.
Other days you call it what it is, managed desperation behind sealed doors. Still, you badge back in, because necessity can imitate loyalty. The system does not need your pride, only your continued compliance. And compliance gets blurry when survival arrives one truck at a time. You were promised movement, but the cold learned your body first.
By the end, the cold room feels less like a workplace than a timer. Tomorrow starts with another truck and the same quiet bargain.
If this felt familiar, stay with the stories work usually hides. Subscribe if you want more lives explained from inside the job.